My name's Martin Andelman, and I write this blog, Andelman Matters. I wanted to take a minute and tell you how I got here in case you don't know me already, and I know a lot of people do. I started my first blog back in 2008. Remember 2008? It wasn't a great year, right? We had a lot of financial meltdowns, a lot of home values dropping, and a terrible recession that was either already here or about to hit us hard. Well, I started the blog because I knew that people would not really understand what was going on, because the last financial crisis that we had was very complex, right? A lot of people blamed it on banks, and a lot of people were blaming it on homeowners, and some people were blaming it on things called CDOs, collateralized debt obligations. There were a lot of buzzwords floating around that I knew most people wouldn't understand. Now, it happened to be an area that I did understand, because my background is, my undergraduate work is in economics, and I have an MBA in finance and a second master's in consumer behavior. And I had been a writer for some 30 years, and I had written for accounting firms, financial service firms, CPAs, accounting firms, and even some healthcare. But as a writer, you have to read a lot about a lot of subjects. So for instance, I had been writing about CDOs, or collateralized debt obligations, since they showed up on the scene in, I think, 1994. So when 2008 rolled around, I had a lot of friends that were contacting me and asking questions like, what's a CDO? And what's a mortgage servicer? And how does this loan modification thing work? And what are investors? And who owns my loan? And all of these questions that they never really cared about before, but now they sure did. And they'd call me and ask. So I started to write about the answers to those kind of questions. And it became popular. Wasn't something I was expecting, but over time, I had literally millions of people reading my blog, listening to podcasts, and I'm proud to say that I've been told by hundreds of them that I made a real positive difference by providing them information that was rock solid and they could count on. My opinions are my own, but my facts are accurate every time. So after the financial crisis and foreclosure crisis ended, I was very proud to have saved thousands of homeowners from foreclosure by providing them with the best information and working with different attorneys and other experts around the country. But when it ended, I think I had PTSD for a couple of years. It was really hard to, I'd been through so much for so many years. During those years, I published over 1,100 articles on the political, social, economic, and legal aspects of the financial and foreclosure crisis. And I guess after writing that much about one subject, you get kind of tired of it. So I took a couple of years where I didn't write very much, if at all. But last spring, when COVID hit, people started writing to me saying, Martin, you need to be writing again, you need to be publishing again. And since I still had my blog going on and my podcast going on, although infrequently, I decided I should at least consider it. Well, I didn't start right away because I didn't really know what was happening. I mean, a global pandemic was not something that I had any kind of special background in, so I kind of watched what was going on. I watched Congress pass the CARES Act for $2.6 trillion. $2.6 trillion. I remember when Barack Obama passed the TARP funds, it was $760 billion, and they thought that was all the money in the world. Now, $2.6 trillion passed through Congress in a matter of days. So I knew the pandemic was serious. Then I watched the unemployment rate skyrocket. And then I watched them start to reopen again, and then close again, and reopen again, and close again. And I just didn't know quite what to say. So I started recording some video podcasts, which you can find here on this blog and on my YouTube channel, Andelman Matters. But I didn't really know how it was going to go until recently. And now I think that with the Democrats now in power of really all three branches of government, maybe we will pass this $2 trillion stimulus bill. But no matter what happens here, we've got some economic problems. A lot of people are in a forbearance where they aren't making mortgage payments. They say that number is up to 4 or 5 million people that are not making mortgage payments. There are a lot of people that can't pay their rent, and there are certainly people that are struggling to keep up with life right now. We're hoping that that'll get better soon, that vaccinations will be out and so forth. But no matter how that goes, we're in a hole. And I've decided to be somebody writing about that and helping to provide insight and solutions to the problems people face throughout their lives and through retirement years. So that's why I do what I do. I want to make sure that you have rock solid information. My opinions are my own, and you'll always know when I say, hey, in my opinion, it's this, but my facts you can count on. So thanks for reading and listening and watching things on Andelman Matters. I hope you'll click the subscribe button. That way you'll get a little email every time something new comes up, and then you can decide whether you want to read it, watch it, or listen to it, or skip it. All right? Thanks for watching. Click around on the blog. I'm proud of the work that's there, and I think you'll find it valuable and interesting. Oh, and occasionally people say I'm funny. We'll see what you think. Thanks for watching.